Hey there friends, it's Codiak here, welcome back to Legacy Gaming and welcome to Elden Ring. Today we're bringing you a boss guide for the Tree Sentinel, the very first boss you'll most likely run across and the keeper of an incredible early game weapon you likely don't want to miss. When it comes to smacking you in the face right out of the gate, FromSoft doesn't hold back with the Tree Sentinel. As soon as you ascend and step out into Limgrave, you can see the boss about a stone's throw away, pacing up and down the hillside waiting for a challenge. The knight's strength mixed with the horse's speed makes this truly a challenging encounter right from the jump, but don't worry, we'll break it all down so you know exactly what to look out for and how to defeat him. Like I mentioned just a few seconds ago, the Tree Sentinel isn't exactly hiding. As soon as you enter Limgrave, you can see him directly in front of you. The boss will aggro if you get too close, so be wary if you're not ready to engage. You'd think a mounted knight would have a relatively basic moveset, and man, you would be so wrong. The Tree Sentinel employs a ton of maneuvers and variations of maneuvers which you need to be prepared for. First is the boss's Rising Slash. This is usually the move the Tree Sentinel opens with. After a quick alignment, the boss will charge your position. When in range, the boss will swing his halberd upwards, attempting to catch you with the blade. Because of the momentum of the horse, this is sort of a one-off ability, but happens regularly throughout the fight. Next is the boss's Leap Slash combination. The horse will do a small jump, and at the same time, the boss will bring down his halberd in a sweeping motion. This is a powerful attack that covers a large area to the front and sides of the boss. One of the boss's more elaborate combinations is the Knight's Uppercut, followed by his horse rearing back, finished with a downward chop from the halberd. It's a cool move that combines other abilities and smashes them all together, and as you'd expect, trying to get anywhere near the boss when he's using this is pretty much a no-go. Another combination ability blends a standard thrust with a backhanded swing. There is a nice opening after the thrust to try and get in a hit, but that backhand comes out of nowhere, and if you're not ready to dodge backwards out of the way, it'll catch you square in the face. Believe it or not, the horse also has some tricks of his own. Be careful when he rears back. If this move is done by itself, it's always followed by a small frontal slam attack. You might not see this one all too often, as it's only used when the player lingers in the front of the boss in melee range for too long. You'll also know this is coming because the horse whinnies. We also know the horse has a rear kick. While we didn't actually manage to record this during our attempts, we know it's a mechanic. Much like dragons always have a tail whip, horses always have a kick. An ability you'll see pretty often is the overhead chop. This is often used when the player lingers in melee range for too long. It's a long, slow attack that deals an insane amount of damage, so if you see the Sentinel wind up, back out of there before it's too late. Another basic ability is the boss's 2-slash combo. First, the Tree Sentinel will swing forward, and then immediately follow that with a backswing. Any players caught on the side will no doubt take some damage. While not exactly flashy, the boss will also employ a static lance thrust. Without moving much, the boss will just simply reach back and stab out with the point of his halberd. It's simple, but simple can often throw you off in a game like Elden Ring, where you're constantly expecting something elaborate. A move that truly comes out of nowhere is the boss's side slam. If you're standing too close to the side of the Tree Sentinel for too long, you're bound to see this ability. Both horse and rider will quickly rear to the side, dealing damage to you in the process. I will say that this move, more so than any other, will be the one that gets you more times than not. It's a bit erratic and is a direct counter for you standing too close to the boss. At around 50% health, the boss will start using his shield more often. That side slam ability we just talked about now involves his shield. It's virtually identical in nature, just elevated ever so slightly. Another move that's amplified is a new jump shield slam combination. Much like the jump chop attack from before, this move has a bigger impact AoE, which means getting away from the epicenter is that much more important. I will say though, it looks awesome. The final shield-based ability is actually a defensive one. When a spell is fired at the Tree Sentinel, he can use his shield, empowering it to catch the spell and shoot it back at the player. If you are a magic-based player, you'll want to watch out for this one, as it can catch you off guard and quickly end your boss attempt. While we didn't see it too often during our attempts, we also noticed the boss has the ability to whip around, repositioning and attacking in the process. This is clearly a mechanic used to help alleviate some of the potential pathing issues the boss could face on the open plains of Limgrave, but it's still deadly and still worth pointing out. Like I mentioned earlier, this is no pushover intro boss, not by a long shot. Because it's a mounted encounter, it can actually be a bit tricky to wrap your head around. First, let's talk about healing. The best time to do this is after any charge uppercut combination. Because the momentum carries the boss further away from the player, you have some time to readjust, heal, and make any positioning changes you want to make. The real opening for damage is after his jumping attacks. These always end with a bit more of a window for damage than his other abilities, but as is the case with every boss in a Souls game, you get too greedy, you pay the price. If you stay in melee range for too long, not only do you have to worry about his halberd, but that side slam ability we talked about before, which is why it's best to get 1 or 2 shots in and then back out and let the boss reset. There's nothing here that's going to surprise you. You can see every ability a mile away, and some of those, like the major AoE mechanics, are better just left alone. Finally, for all my magic users out there, I'm sorry to say this fight is going to be a bit of a pain. Instant casts when the boss is stationary are just not going to work, since he'll most likely always counter them. If you manage to get in a shot during an animation, that's going to be your best chance for damage. This is definitely a fight that wants you to engage either on foot or on horseback, which is an option, just not one we're super fond of. You can make magic work, it just takes a bit of tweaking and understanding of when you can use attacks and when you can't. At the end of the day, take your time here. Learn to internalize the boss's slow, methodical attacks. With a little patience and a whole lot of chip damage, the Tree Sentinel will fall. There's good reason to really go after this boss as soon as possible. The Golden Halberd. That massive weapon the Tree Sentinel is wielding can soon be yours if you manage to defeat him. Not only is this thing an absolute beast of a weapon when wielded on foot, but it's a game changer if mounted combat is something you're interested in. Makes sense, right? Coming from the Mounted Knight. To equip this weapon effectively, you'll need 30 strength, 14 dexterity, and 12 faith. With the right stats, you'll also have access to Golden Vow, the Golden Halberd's special ability. When used, this increases the attack power and defense of you and your allies, making this weapon a great choice for solo or co-op play. Hopefully now you have a better understanding of how to defeat the Tree Sentinel. As always, our goal here at Legacy Gaming is to bring you guides that get straight to the point so you can get back to the action. And if you appreciate that, we'd appreciate your support. Hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing for more Elden Ring boss guides and more in your feeds. Of course, if you still have questions, you can join us on Discord. Our community just passed 20,000 members, and with a small section dedicated just for Elden Ring, there's always someone around to help out and answer questions. Check out the link below to join today. Finally, if you like everything we're doing here on the channel and you want to support us even more, you can do so by becoming a member. For just a couple bucks, you're helping Livid and I achieve our dreams of becoming full-time content creators. Check out the join button below to learn more. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.